e-learning platform. My name is Obemada Basim and I'll be taking you physics past questions for the SS3 classes in preparation for the WAEC examinations. Now, we are going to be dealing on past questions that relates to transformer. And I remember very much well that many of us knows the uses of the transformer in terms of regulation of voltages, whether to step it up or to step it down, of which many of us are aware of the different types of transformer, which can either be a step-up transformer or a step-down transformer. Now, we are having a question here, and it said, with the aid of a simple diagram, explain how a step-down transformer works. With the aid of a simple diagram, you are asked to explain how a step-down transformer works. Now, looking at a question like this, we should be able to know what a step-down transformer is all about. Talking about stepping up, stepping down the number of voltages. And remember, when you are dealing with transformer, you should be able to remember the number of turns that is being related to the step-down transformer and the step-up transformer. Now, first of all, before we will be able to explain the aid or explain the working principle of the step-down transformer, we have to first of all make a diagram of the transformer itself. So first of all, you can have something like this. Now, from what we can have on the board, many of us we can still remember from here how we will be able to know our primary coil and the secondary coil. And take note, the source is always the primary coil. And in most exam conditions, rather than they using the word the source, they will use it as what? As mains. So it should be better that since this is the AC circuit itself, this is where the flow is coming from, then this is going to be our primary coil, or it can be another word for the coil can be used as primary winding, while this one will be given as what? The secondary coil, or that of the secondary winding. Now take note, if you remember very clearly, when it comes to the transformer, we are going to be dealing with the turns. The turns in the transformer, we'll be dealing with the iron core. Now take note, there is always a word to be used to explain the iron core that is usually supposed to be what? The soft iron core. So most of the times when you are explaining, it's very important and very good for you to make sure that whenever you want to mention this core, you should be able to make use of what is soft iron core. And those of us that understood the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, you'll be able to know what goes on here. Now, after drawing this, now many of you know very much where that, if you look at the primary coil, where that is the primary side of the transformer, the number of coil in the primary coil is higher than the number of coil in the secondary coil. The number of turns in the primary coil is higher than the number of turns in the secondary coil, which makes it what? A step-down transformer. Or meaning that the voltage that will be coming from here has been stepped down to the required voltage that is what? That is being needed. So from here, you want to explain. Now the very first thing you say is the turns are connected to the AC source, which is what we are having here. Now, immediately after the turns are being connected, now there are some alternating current that flows into this. which is the number of turns. Now, during that process, there is an alternating magnetic flux that tends to occur in this iron core. So during that process of such, now if you are writing this, you should be able to make it brief because most of the spaces being given to you by white papers are very small. But what they need from you is the source at which it's coming, the tones it has entered, and the induced EMF the core will be able to what? Induce. And what happened? Now there is a very magnetic or a very alternating flux that goes on in this core. Now during that process, the secondary coil will now have the ability to induce. Now if you remember the law of Faraday, law of electromagnetic induction, where it says that the rate of magnetic flow is direct, the rate of the EMF is directly proportional to the what? To the magnetic flow. Meaning that it is the magnetic flow that goes on in this iron core that determines what the secondary coil will be getting from there. So which you already know, but if possible, you can remember your formula that says the EMF in the secondary all over the EMF in the primary is equal to the number of turns in the secondary over the number of turns in the what? In the primary. So this is equal to this. The EMF coming from here is equal to this, and y the one coming from this place is equal to this. So from here, we should be able to state that the number of turns under the step-down transformer, the number of turns in the primary coil is greater than the number of turns in the what? In the secondary coil, which makes this a step-down transformer. Now, during the process of explanation, you should be able to write all these in sentences, starting from the flow of AC current flowing from here, entering into the turns. Now, during the process, the soft iron core will now experience some varying alternating magnetic flux, and during that process, there is an induction in the secondary coil that will now release what? The output. Now looking at the other question, it said, state 3 ways by which energy is lost in a transformer. This question can be given in different ways. This question can be given in different ways. In the sense that there are some questions, if you study your white question very well, they can ask you, why is a transformer not 100% efficient? Why a transformer is not 100% efficient is also the same thing as state 3 ways by which energy is lost, or state the ways at which energy is what? Is lost. If energy is lost in a transformer, automatically the transformer will not give the desired what? Output. While you are studying machine, you are told that the reason why a machine cannot be 100% efficient is because of the frictional force experienced by that machine. So many examiners have had it in mind that if you still give that same questions to students, like why is a transformer not 100% efficient, they will still give that word because of the frictional forces. But that term will not be used in the transformer. But when it comes to the transformer, they are trying to tell you what are the effects that the transformer tend to encounter for the breakdown of that transformer. And many of us know the first one, which is the eddy current itself. The eddy current. Then the other one, we're having the hysteresis loss. Then the third one, you'll be having the copper, or you can add what? The heat loss. The heat loss. Or the copper losses. Now, this is the eddy current loss. And many of us know what eddy current is all about. We know very much well that eddy currents always occur in circular paths in most machines. In circular paths in most machines. And you are being told that during this process of eddy current loss, the best way to give a remedy to this loss is to what? Is to laminate the core. To laminate the core. In the sense that having eddy current loss, the losses that has been encountered by the transformer, Now, when we talk about the hysteresis losses, now many of us know that this hysteresis losses is now talking about the problem that comes from the iron core. The problem, where we say the core is made of soft magnetic material of the what? Of the soft iron core. So, meaning it is the nature of the material that the iron core is manufactured that determines what? The issue. So, the best way to remedy this is to create a material of having a soft what? Iron core. So, that's for the hysteresis what? Loss. Then finally, the heat loss or the copper loss. Now, take note, most conductors being designed for specific purposes varies in terms of their thickness. The thickness of these conductors varies. Just like in a transformer, the transformer that tends to distribute a voltage to different houses, the voltage, the amount of the cables that are being used is quite different from the one that goes to the houses, depending on the load and what they carry. So, if you look at this now, these are what we were asked to state. Now, here they said, the run figure, just because of the space, is a mention how each of these losses can be minimized. Now, remember what we are doing with eddy current loss is either you are told to cut the circular part into slots, because eddy current tends to flow in a circular part, or you tend to what? You laminate the core. But when it comes to the hysteresis losses that may occur from there, so what they are decided to do, it is the material that they use to make the magnetic, or the material used to measure to make the iron core, the material need to be made of what? The soft iron core. Now when it comes to the heat loss or the copper losses, it is very advisable that we should use low resistance coil. You use low resistance coil. So if you are to answer Roman figure, for Roman figure 2, now this for B1, this for B1, then for B2, because you'll be given spaces, eddy current loss is either you laminate the core or you cut them into slots, then the hysteresis losses using a soft core or the soft iron core materials, soft iron core material. Then C, for heat loss, you are using the low resistance coil. So these are the remedy for what we'll be having here for that of the transformer. Now, looking closely, we have a question there. And what does the question say? It said a 95% efficient transformer is used to operate a lamp rated 60 watt, 220 volts from a 4,400 volts AC supply. Now, we are asked to calculate, remember figure 1, the ratio of the number of turns in the primary coil to the number of turns in the what? In the secondary coil. Now, what do we do? If you look at the question, we were not told secondary, we are not told primary. So the question now will be, if we are told to find the ratio of the number of turns were not given to us. Secondary turn was not given to us. Primary turns was not given to us. So what is it? The best thing we have to do is to write out the formula that connects them, where we have the number of turns in the secondary, all over the number of turns in the primary, then the EMF in the secondary, all over that, the voltage what? In the primary. So from here, we were given voltage, and now they told us a question. Now, this is how we are to know which is going to be secondary or primary. Now, a 95% efficient transformer is used to operate a lamp rated. Now, if the transformer is used to operate a lamp, take note, the transformer is deriving its source from somewhere. Now, that source can be referred to as the mains or that source can be referred to as what? As the source for the supply. So what do we do? Now, if we are told that we are having 220 volts, that the lamp was rated 60 watt, 220 volts. So automatically, we are being told that the secondary voltage is 220. So meaning that we'll be having, then it says, from a 4,400 volt AC supply. So we are having 220 all over. Take note of this language. From a 4,400 volts. So if they are saying from, meaning that they are getting it from what? From the primary source. So we're having 4,400 volt supply. So if we look at what we have here, everything will be going to 22 here. We have 2. We now have 1 over what? Over 20. 22 into 4,400, they are going to be getting what? 20. So the ratio of the number of turns in the primary, the ratio of the number of turns in the primary to the number of turns in the secondary is going to give us what? We are going to be having, now if this is our, we are having 4,400 volts from the AC supply. The ratio between that for the secondary and that of the primary is 1 to 20. But the question given to us is the ratio of the number of turns in the primary coil to the number of turns in the what? Secondary coil. So we have 20:1. Now take note, be very careful. The difference between 20:1 and 1:20. So you should try your best to make sure you follow that. Now finally, we have Roman figure 2, and it says that we should calculate the current from the main circuit. So if we are told to calculate the current from the main circuit, what they are asking us is we should calculate the current from the source or from the primary. Now, how do we get the current? We are told, or we know, that the efficiency of a transformer is equals to the power in secondary all over the power in the primary times 100 over 1, which you can still write as, you have current in the secondary multiplied by voltage in the secondary all over current in the primary multiplied by voltage in the primary times 100 over 1. Now we are given efficiency as 95%. So you have 95 over 100. Now the current in the secondary, we have, okay, now if you look at this, we have current in the secondary multiplied by voltage in the secondary. In the question, we are not giving current in the secondary, but we are giving the power in the secondary at 60 watt. So what you do, you are replacing this IV to the 60 because current times voltage will give what? Power. So you have 60 all over the current you are looking for multiplied by the voltage in the primary. Now the voltage in the primary was 4,400 multiplied by the current you are looking for. So when you cross multiply, you are going to have current in the primary will now be 60 times 100 all over 95 multiplied by 4,400 volts. So your plus minus 60 times 100 will give you 6,000, then multiply that on 95 times 400, 4,400, you are going to be getting 0.014 amperes. So from there, we have been able to calculate the current that is flowing from the main circuit. So I will advise each and every one of us to visit our past questions to answer questions that tend to look different from the one we know, but it's just the ability for us to interpret it. I wish every one of us good luck while you study. Thank you.